Welcome back to TechnoTips Learning, and this is the second video in the Exchange Online tutorial. My first video was an introduction on Exchange Online, what Exchange Online is. So we described what Exchange Online is and how it works and the basic infrastructure behind it. And we saw the licensing model of Exchange Online. In this video, we will get one license for us for the demonstration purpose, as well as we will add a custom domain in order to send and receive emails. So we will discuss what a custom domain is. Suppose you have a domain abc.com, you have a company running xyz.com, and you are using Exchange Online. By default, when you get the Exchange Online to work, it will add, you register with the company name, you provide a company name, so it will create an account with your company name .onmicrosoft.com. That is by default you get. But you have uh, to send an email via xyz.com. Now, how do you set up your custom domain? And we will provision a user with this custom domain, provision a mailbox, and we will send and receive email through this custom domain. So I will guide you step by step how to get the license and how to you set up a custom domain. So let us deep dive into the video. Before we deep dive, as this is the second video in our Exchange Online series, and we will keep on creating more videos. So I suggest you to subscribe and do press the bell icon because I do not want you to miss any video in this series. If you want to explore on-premises Active Directory, how the migration works, all these things are there in my on my channel. I will put the links for those playlists as well, and you can go through them if you like. So do like our videos and share it with your friends who need it. So let us deep dive into Exchange Online tutorial where we get a license and we set up a custom domain.
All right, so first thing first is signing up for Microsoft services. So first of all, what you need to do is, the first thing that you need to do is you go to admin.microsoft.com. Saying again, admin.microsoft.com. If you already have an account with admin.microsoft.com, your Microsoft account, it is well and good. If you do not have an account, you can create one. And as in one video, I'll share the link as well, where you can convert your Gmail account into a Microsoft account, and based on it, you can buy licenses. So in that video, I have purchased a Microsoft Business Basic license. So you can find it out there. I'll put the link in the description for that video. So you must go through it before you create an account. So for now, for this demonstration, I already have an account. All right. And we will go to admin.microsoft.com, and it is logged in through single sign-on. And here I have the whole list of menu there. I do not see Exchange here. And if you notice like the tenant information, or you see the account information, now what you'll see is it adds byqs.onmicrosoft.com. You see byqs.onmicrosoft.com is added to the account. Maybe if I enlarge the screen, you can see this is an account. This was the company name which was provided while setting up the account, and on Microsoft.com is there. But to send the emails, we do not need on Microsoft.com. If you go to manage username, here is a drop down, and here we do not need on Microsoft.com. Again, I'm saying we do not need on Microsoft.com, so we will set up a custom domain here. Now, first thing first, we will this is the admin center, and here I have set up the billing account. How I configured this account, I cannot show this to you because I have sensitive information here, my credit card and all details are there. So I will not be able to show you this part. But if you go through like creating an account, like the screen that we showed you, if you go to admin.microsoft.com, automatically it will get you all the details, and it will give you this setup. Right now, if you go to billing, and suppose you feel like you're not able to set it up, you can always put a comment on my video and I'll definitely go ahead and help you with it. So nothing to worry about. But I'm gonna show you the complete process. Now here you go to marketplace or the billing section. So your products, what are my products right now? It is Entra ID P2 trial. So you can, any license that you buy, you can track it from here. So Entra ID P2 is for the governance because I was creating the video on Entra ID. So I got this license, and so if I go to licenses, I again see how many licenses assigned. There is one user, so one license is assigned. So you go to marketplace, and if you remember in my last video we discussed about the licenses. So the first license is Microsoft 365 Business Basic. So here you can go and you can see Microsoft 365 Business Basic, how many units you want. This is in INR 115 rupees if it is billed annually. um, Now one license you can buy, but now I already have one license. I do not plan to buy it for now. So Exchange Online Plan 1, if you remember, the after Business Basic we had Microsoft 365 Business Standard. So if you go and search for, see all Microsoft products, let us see all products. And if I search here Microsoft 365 Business Standard, it will give me a standard plan, business premium, right? I do not think business standard is still in place. So let us see. Microsoft 365 Business Standard, Microsoft 365 Business Standard Trial. So let us, before I choose a plan, let us look on different plans that you can take. Microsoft 365 Business Premium. Premium is also there. So if you search for Business Premium or simply search for business, it will give you all the plans. So Business Premium is there, Business Basic is there, and Microsoft 365 Apps for Business. This one is for India. So you can explore in marketplace what plans you can get, and you can get these plans. So we saw like business standard was a trial version. So let us look into business standard. So trial. So we'll go to details, and we will start. So it will give, with the trial it will give me 25 licenses. E3 is also a trial, because if I take E3 now, because later I want to create videos on Intune and how you manage endpoints. So we will get business, like M365 E3 trial license, but let us start with this trial license. So what I'm doing is I'm getting one license. Either I pay or I get a trial license. If your organization wants to go into uh, so all these details are here. Try now. If I click on it, let us see. It gives me a trial license. Okay, you are all set. Now go to admin home, and here you can see, like, if I go to billing and go to licenses, I will be able to see all my licenses. So business Microsoft 365 business standard I have, and Microsoft Entra ID P2 I have. So P2 is for advanced governance, and Microsoft 365 business standard is I have taken it for the exchange license. So after I have this license, what I can do now, if you remember, if we go to outlook.office365.com, it says refresh the application because I'm logged in with this account right now. This account is logging in, but there is no license assigned. So let us go ahead and assign the licenses. So there are different ways, but based on active users, because you can manage these through groups, the license through groups as well, but currently I have one user, so I'll go ahead and assign one license to it, and we will assign my, it has Entra ID P2 license already there, but it does not provide. Entra ID P2 license is for identity governance, it is not for exchange online, but this plan I have taken for exchange online. If I assign this license, your changes have been saved, the license is assigned. Okay, I'll go ahead and close it. Now I go to Outlook. Now EMSG user has no mailbox and no license assigned error. This error tells the user has no license assigned. Now you go ahead and refresh the page or refresh the application. It will take some time. Or what are the changes after we get the trial license? Do we see exchange here? No, currently we do not see it here. So let us see Power Platform. Now you can see after we get the license, you can see the exchange here, right? In admin centers, now you see exchange. Earlier it was not there. So if you click on it, it will take you to the exchange admin center. Now it has replicated. There is one user. There is one user, and if it is showing mailbox, see mailbox, now it is showing for this user, it is showing mailbox. Now if I go Outlook, it should load my mailbox. All right, so the mailbox is loaded now. Now we get the first email from Microsoft. It says download Microsoft 365, get started with Microsoft Office, Microsoft 365. So after you assign license, it takes some time, approximately 30 minutes to 1 hour, before the license gets replicated over all the system and the mailbox is created. So now in the Exchange Admin Center, if you go to mailboxes and you see one mailbox, the mailbox is already created and we can access it now. To set up a custom domain for Exchange Online, the very first requirement is having ownership of the domain. You can buy a domain from any registrar. Domain registrar is someone who sells out the domains for you, and then use it with Exchange Online by verifying ownership through either the Microsoft Entra Admin Center or the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So let us see if we take a look at domain registrars. So Namecheap, these are Hostinger. So I'm using a domain name with Hostinger. Cloudflare, you can register a domain name. GoDaddy. So there are multiple domain registrars that can provide you a domain. So you can purchase the domain from any domain registrar and add the domain in Entra Admin Center or Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And what Microsoft will do, it will provide you the DNS record such as TXT or MX record to add at your registrar's DNS management portal. So when you buy the domain registrar gives you a registration portal from where you can change your DNS entries to verify if you are integrating any service. So once verified, you can configure Exchange Online to use your custom domain for sending and receiving email. So let us go ahead and look into how do we set up a domain in both the places. First, show you the places from where you can add these domains, and then I'll take you to my domain registrar page where we need to put the DNS entries. So first of all, we will go to entra.microsoft.com. Now here, when you go to this page, scroll down to the bottom and you see domain names. In domain names, currently I have byqs.onmicrosoft.com because I registered my company name with byqs. So Microsoft has given byqs.onmicrosoft.com that we discussed earlier in this video. And now there is an option to add a custom domain. So you can click on custom domain. You can provide your domain name here and proceed with it. Uh, Before we do that, let us look into how it looks if we go through Microsoft Admin Center. This is Entra Admin Center, and we will go into Microsoft Admin Center. So the URL for Microsoft Admin Center is admin.microsoft.com, and you go to setup, and here you see set up email with a custom domain. Right, you get the option right there, and if you click on show all, you go to settings, and here also you can see domains. So two places, because this is your first domain that you when you are adding, when you go to home, it will tell you set up email with a custom domain right in front of you so that you can click on it and get the domain. And here under settings, you get the domains option as well, where you can see add a domain. Moreover, you can buy a domain as well. So from Microsoft itself, you buy a domain. When you go to Enter Admin Center, I have not seen buy a domain option here. So you get a buy a domain option. So upgrade your trial plan, because I'm on a trial plan. I cannot buy a domain right now. Okay, so what we will do is we will go with add a domain. Now to add a domain, you should own a domain. As we told you, from domain registrars, you can buy these domains. I have a domain already purchased from Hostinger. So this is my Hostinger dashboard. I own two domains, byqs.com and the poemstory.com. If you get time, you can look at these websites as well. And yeah, you can comment if the website is good, no, not good. So, all right. So this is where we find our domain. So the byqs.com is there, and we go to manage section in Hostinger dashboard, and DNS name servers. So here you can change the DNS entries. All right. So what I'll do is we will go to adding a custom domain or Microsoft domain. From both the places you can add a domain, your choice. But because uh, Microsoft Admin 365 Admin Center is a bigger set. It handles everything. So one thing you would notice, if you go to Microsoft 365 Admin Center, you will have admin centers listed. So it is a bigger set. Microsoft 365 Admin Center is a bigger set of all other admin centers, right? So if you look at the admin centers section here, you can see security, purview, Intune, identity. So identity is nothing but the Entra admin center. If you open it, it will take you to the Entra admin center, which was here, right? So it is a bigger set. Azure, you can manage your Azure things from here. Exchange, SharePoint, Teams, Power Platform, and here you see all admin center options. These are all admin centers, different admin centers for different purpose, which is provided to you by Microsoft. This is how the integration works. So because Microsoft has all these admin centers, so if you take a look, you can manage Azure from here. Exchange from here, Intune, Microsoft 365 app, Microsoft Entra, Microsoft Purview Power Platform, Security, SharePoint, Teams, YY, Engage. So this is how the integration works because Microsoft has listed everything here. So I will show you the integration part as well. So how you send email and how you can get it in Teams, how you save your file, you get it in OneDrive. So this is the beauty of an integration. It provides a full-fledged uh, solution. So now back to the topic, going to domain. So we will go to Microsoft 365 Admin Center. We will not buy a domain right now. We will add a domain. Now we need to add a domain. So domain name, I'll keep byqs.com as I have it. I have got this domain byqs.com. So it is a functional domain. Now we will use this domain. Now verify your own domain. Before we can set up byqs.com, we need you to sign into your domain host and verify that you own the domain. It is simple. You cannot put any domain and then you start sending email from it. So we are logged in here and it would the option is add a txt record to the domain's DNS record. Let us continue and it is giving us the txt name, txt value and TTL. So we will go to our domain registrar page and we will add a value. This record type is txt. We selected a txt record. Maybe I minimize this window or I partition this window. Equally, okay. And in this part I can put all right. So this is the txt name is at represents that it is the main domain. So at is the basic. If you use at symbol or somebody say it at the rate, but at symbol is actually telling that byqs.com is a domain. If you change this name abc, then it will become abc.byqs.com. So we do not want any other domain, so we can do at. Now txt value, it is provided by Microsoft, ms equal to this one. I do not need to read. TTL is time to live. So we can leave it as it is, or as recommended, we can put it as 3600, and we will click on add record. So it says DNS record created successfully, and now we will go ahead and verify. This will take time, almost 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes it may take hours. All right. Now, all right. So it verified instantly this time. You are lucky. If you go back and use this domain, how do you want to connect? Continue. So it will ask you how do you want to continue. Now, now it will ask you to add more DNS records. Why? The first option is Exchange Online Protection. If you want to use Exchange Online Protection, MX records to send and receive emails, CNAME records, and TXT record. So all these records you will have to add to your domain page. Now the first thing we will use is MX record. So in my next video I have planned it already. I will explain what these records are, what are MX records, what are DKIM, what is SPF, all these things we will talk. So the first thing is adding an MX record. So if you go to your domain registrar, type is MX. So we will add this MX record. Again, the host name is at, which means byqs.com. Mail server byqs. Because it is provided by Microsoft, we will be using Microsoft mail server. We will put this record here. No, so I'm copying a wrong one. So we will put this record here. Priority, we will put it 1 because, and then TTL, it is depends like 3600 we will put, and we will do add record. Now this is auto discover record. So this is a CNAME record. It tells you CNAME record. So this is in networking. You would understand what an MX record is for mailbox exchange. CNAME is a alias name for your domain. So it is auto discover. We will use auto discover. So it will become automatically. It will become that is okay. So by it is autodiscover.outlook.com, and target, sorry, autodiscover is the name, and the target is autodiscover.outlook.com. See why it is giving an error, because I have done experiments with it and I already have autodiscover, so there cannot be two autodiscover. So again, this autodiscover will become let me open a notepad for you to for better understanding. So this auto discover will become, if you use it like this, if you put so if you put like, suppose my domain is byqs.com, okay, and we are using at will be the main domain. It will always be byqs.com. If you use anything like abc, it will automatically take as abc.byqs.com. My keyboard is a problem now. All right, now here what we are using is auto discover. Now what it will become, it will become auto discover dot byqs Now we want to redirect this auto discover. This record is not doing nothing. We want to redirect this auto discover to auto discover dot outlook.com. This is the target. So if anybody search for auto discover dot byju's.com, it will be redirected to auto discover dot outlook.com. Okay, this is how it works. Now if we try to add this record, what will happen? Not valid. It conflicts with another resource record. So suppose I have already set up an auto discover, and now your server will be confused. If someone is looking for autodiscover.byju's.com, where do I send it? Do I send it to autodiscover.outlook.com or any other record which is in place? Now we will expand this window and we will see, do we have autodiscover already there? See, autodiscover is already there, which is okay. I'll tell you, Hostinger will use its own email. So you see how to autodiscover.mail.hostinger.com. What we will do is we will delete all these records. We will not delete autoconfig, but I deleted that record. Now, if I try to add this record, still not taking it because I should delete all these MX records as well, because now it will confuse the server. SPF record as well. Now it should not give me an error. So let us see. Now, alright, so we have successfully added the auto discover thing, auto discover record, autodiscover.outlook.com. And now let us see what is the next record here. Okay, that was a bit of tutorial, no, not a problem. If you want, you can skip that part. Now we have published MX record, we have published the CNAME record, auto discover. Now we have to publish the SPF record, which is a TXT record. So we will go and put a TXT record. And in the next video, because currently I'm doing a setup, whatever challenges that we get, I can deal with it right now. But for these records, how these records will work, what is the meaning of these records, I will explain in my next video just after this. So we created a TXT record, add an SPF record is there, and we'll do add a record. Now that record is already added. Now if you see, there are advanced options. Now Intune and mobile device management, we will keep it separate for now, but we need domain key identified mail. So DKIM record, we will click on it, and we will have to publish two CNAME records. So if I am not wrong, there should be uh, already a DK, but we deleted the DKIM record. So it is again a CNAME record. So we will do a CNAME. This host name is selector1 domain key. Now here, so now you understand how it works. Uh, Selector1 byju's.com, domain key byju's.r, v1 dkim mail.microsoft.byju's.com. By default it will take target, points to address or value. Sorry, this window, if okay, I will expand it a bit so that we can understand, or I can make it here. a bit. All right, and enlarge it. So all these records you will get from Microsoft. You just have to put. So the name is selector one domain key. So what it will become, if you add your domain here, it will not make any difference. So as I told you, how, as I explained how it works, when you add something here, it automatically adds bycues.com in the end. So nothing to worry about. Target is this selector 1, it has already, and TTL is 3600. 1 hour is 3600 seconds. So we will add this record here. Now we will have to add a CNAME record again, which is selector 2, and target is this, and again 3600, and add a record. So we are done with adding all the records. Now if you want to verify, you can search it. I can search it here, and it should show all the CNAME records are there. Auto discover is there, and MX record is there, right? So we have added all the DNS records to our domain provider. Now we do continue. It Okay. Some verification will fail because MX record will take time. TXT record SPF. So hostinger is already there, and CNAME record. See, these CNAME records already published. We need to wait for the MX record to publish. All right. Now this CNAME record also came in. TXT record is not there yet. It will take some time. We will wait for some time. And how do you check if you're okay? While we are waiting for this to happen, how do we check uh, if these records are propagated? So there is a tool that is MX toolbox. Now this tool, domain name service lookup, and our domain is bycues.com, and if we click on DNS lookup, so MX toolbox is a strong tool. So you see bycues.com, a record is published, DNS record published. Okay, now if we check on MX lookup, it will look for the MX record entries for your domain. Now pyqs.mailprotectionoutlook.com, it is published. Now DMARC policy not enabled. We will look into all these things, and you can DMARC lookup, we can see. Okay, DMARC p is equal to none, it is published. Reject policy not enabled. We will discuss the reject policy as well, but using this MX toolbox, CNAME lookup, if you want to check your CNAME entries, so DNS record CNAME, it shows it is not published. All right. Uh, so this is a tool, a free tool where you can check the DNS entries for any domain, maybe an IP address as well. So now TXT record is there. Now, okay. So we are stuck with MX record and TXT record. It will take some time. However, let us, because before we give it a time, because sometimes you think it will take some time, but it never works because there is something wrong. All right, newsletters. So CNAME record we have just published. All right, it is okay, but the problem was with test TXT record. Let us see if TXT record has two TXT newsletters. No, v is equal to SPF include protection, and MX record is there. Only one MX record is there. See TXT record protection.outlook. And I think we have two SPF records, but it is for newsletters. Do not change it. I think this is creating a problem. So let us remove. This is for newsletters, so we do not need to worry about it. Just the cleanup thing that I've done, I've not made any major changes because we are good with the setup. Let us see if it propagates now. See, still it is still finding my old MX record, right? So we will have to wait for some time. This is still finding mail.hostinger email txt record, SPF record. So nothing to worry about. We are good here. There is no problem. I just did a cleanup. It was not like if you start from a clean slate, it you will have a better understanding how these MX records are working. So we will have to wait for some time. So I'll pause this video and come back after these domains are verified. All right, while I am waiting for the DNS entry to propagate or it is still taking time. So while I'm waiting for the DNS entry to come into effect, it might take up to 2 to 3 hours or as Microsoft says, 48 hours it might take. We'll continue in this video, but I have never seen it taking 48 hours till the time there is a problem. Now, you can see this MX record is still under verification. It is not verified. And this SPF record, which is related to your exchange sending capability or and this MX record for telling everyone that it is an exchange server that can send email. I'll take you to Microsoft Entra Admin Center. You see this bycues.com is verified already. So in Entra, let me open a notepad. Uh, so if it is Entra, it is verified. In Entra, it is verified, which means you can create create identities with this domain. In Exchange or you can say in Exchange admin center, it is waiting for mx record. Mx record, what does it mean? That you can create identities like user at bycues.com, but you cannot send emails using using this domain, right? Creating an identity and enabling your domain to set up to send emails are two different things. Again, these are different services by Microsoft, but they are integrated. Now if you go to users, and if you go to users, I have two users there. Now this first user, if I want to change this user's username, I'll go to properties, and here you see user principal name, and drop down I can change. Now I do not need on microsoft.com. I can simply go ahead and keep it bycues.com. But using bycues.com, you'll not be able to send emails. So I will keep on waiting for this MX record to publish. It is, and always remember, it is not like you want to send emails right now and you start setting it up now. You do not create any identity or provide any license till the time you have onboarded your custom domain. Okay, so the first thing is, before, because I have not created the identity there, it is no point creating an identity for sending email. So wait till the time you onboard your custom domain. So it is in progress right now. In Entra ID, to create identities, it is onboarded because it only needs verification that you own the domain. That is it. Now, to add email sending capabilities to your custom domain, you need to get this setting done. All right, after we wait for some time, we go into domains and we see incomplete setup. So we will try and reconfigure it. So we'll click on continue setup. I'm not changing the DNS entries, but you have to go ahead and continue and review it again. So it still says MX record. Now the TXT record is verified. The MX record is waiting to be verified. It takes time. So you we now this is domains. Now it says possible service issue. Now what is possible service issue? The MX record is verified, but there is some misconfiguration there, and I know what the misconfiguration is, uh, and that is related to the DNS, this MX record entry setup. And because I know I have set it up as priority should be 0, but I think it is set it up as 1 because we already had one MX entry there. So you cannot set up two MX entries with the same priority. So we check the value. Okay. And the best option is to restart the configuration. So we will close it. We will go back to domains and we will see again the possible service issues. Okay, manage DNS. Now we go into the setting and it will exactly tell you where the service issue is. So it takes some time for all the portals in Microsoft to replicate everything. MX record, view instructions for MX record. Now, so meanwhile, I went back into my DNS entry, the domain provider. I checked the priority and changed the priority to 0. It was set to 1. So that is one issue that can occur. So now let me refresh it again. Now it says domain setup is complete. So this is done. Now our domain is onboarded into Entra ID as well as Exchange Online, and we can now send emails using this account. Uh, Sorry, not this account, but any account that we create with the custom domain byqs.com and assign it an exchange license. So now let us create one account and let us see if that account is able to access the exchange online. We will assign a license, create an account with the custom domain, and we will try and access Outlook and send one email. All right, now if you go to the domains tab, you can see your default domain, which is byqs. So you click on here and you can see users. So there are no users right now, teams and groups. There are no teams and groups right now. Applications, there are no applications right now. Now we have to create a user. Now what happens is you can create the user from Microsoft Entra ID. When you create the user from Microsoft Entra ID, if you go to licenses, you can see adding, removing, and responding, reprocessing. Licensing assignment is only available through Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Now that is a two-step process. Okay, so step one is creating the user. Step two is assigning the license. Okay, now if you create a user now in Entra ID, you can give access to anyone to create a new user account. All right, so user administrator, and to assign the license you need to give a role in admin center, which I know is licensing administrator. Okay, so this is a two-way process and it needs more effort in order to create a user and assigning them a license. How can we simplify this? Okay, so I already have a video on assigning license to groups and how do you create dynamic groups. So from here only giving the principle, using the principle of least privilege, how can you set this up? So I have already discussed, but I think it is good that we discuss it now again. Now if you go to suppose Entra ID, if you and this is Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and now you create identities in Entra ID and then assign the license. So there are two things. First of all, this is a two-way process. You have to create identity, then log into Microsoft 365 Admin Center and assign the license. As well as you need to provide the person who is creating the account, you need to provide him with access privilege as well to do all these two steps, two times privilege. Better is to create a group and add this user identity to a group, or you can create and configure a dynamic group which adds the user based on a particular attribute to a particular group. Now this is how you define your tenant or you define your infrastructure. Now to this dynamic group you can assign the license in Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Now when this group is assigned, so user 1, when you create user 1, you set up a particular attribute based on a dynamic group addition rule. The user 1 will be added automatically to this group, and this group, as it inherits the license from M365 Admin Center, he will have the license assigned. So you are killing two birds with one stone, right? This is how you should plan and design the infrastructure. So I have discussed it completely in my other videos. I will share the link to you, and the reason why you should go through the identity and access management process, because managing dynamic groups, I have discussed everything there. Now, so this license assignment works. Now I have There is one more reason why I am asking you to go through the identity and access management series. Now I have email accounts. We can set up app or PowerShell command to send marketing emails. What a PowerShell command or an application, what it will require is user ID and password. But by security default, you have multi-factor authentication set up. So when an application tries to send an email, it will try to, you can provide user ID and password. Microsoft authentication, multi-factor authentication will fail because the app is not designed to provide you multi-factor authentication. So this multi-factor authentication, I'll mark it as fail. So you cannot send your marketing emails through PowerShell or through any application. How do we fix it? If you continue watching my identity and access management series, we will create some policies, exclude the account, and I will show you how you can send your marketing emails in bulk, and how your application send like invoices, uh, bulk emails, right? And they will not fail on multi-factor authentication. There are multiple ways, but if you want to use Exchange Online to do this, do watch the complete series. That is the reason I asked you to subscribe. Now, okay, enough of description. Now we will go ahead and create one user account and try to send and receive emails through it. So everything is discussed in my videos. I'll simply go ahead and create an account in Microsoft Admin Center, assign a license, and then we will test if the user can log in and user can send email. So we will go back to Microsoft 365 Admin Center. There are no users, so click on active users, click on add a user. So we will name this user as testing demo user 1, demo user 1, or sorry. So we'll name it, the first name is demo user. We'll add number 1. Display name is demo user 1. If you want to keep, if you want to change, and we will give it an email address, demo user 1 at byqs.com. See, this is the username. Okay, when we discuss in detail, I will tell you about alias email addresses, what you can use, but this is the username. This username will be used to log into any of the Microsoft services that the user wants to use based on the license. Now, product license, I will assign Microsoft 365 Business Standard for the Exchange Online to work. Next, roles. No administrative roles is needed right now. We'll click on next and we will finish adding. Now this user, okay, password is here, so we'll copy this password. Don't worry, I will remove this account as soon as I'm done with the video. Or if you can try with this password. And I have multi-factor authentication because first time if we log in, we will have to set up multi-factor authentication. So I will set it up on my phone. This is the user account created. Microsoft 365 activations. Okay, so we will talk when we walk through the complete admin center. We will talk about this, but for now, this user, I have the password, demo user 1 at byqs.com. Let me open an incognito tab and we go to outlook.office365.com, and there are too many emails, so byqs, sorry, demo user 1 at byqs.com, and now we enter the password, sign in. Now it will ask me to change the password, so I'll change the password. I have taken 2 passwords. Sign in. Now it will tell you that your password is set. Let us keep your account secure. So first thing is multi-factor authentication that we need to set. How do you enable multi-factor authentication? There is a video on that as well. I'll put the link in the description. But first, let us do this multi-factor authentication. Okay, now this account is added. We click on next. It will give me a code. So I'll enter the code on my phone and use it. Now this account is authenticated, and we click on next, and it's done. Now we do it. We check it. It is the license is assigned now because the license was already onboarded. Unlike previously, it took some time for license to onboard. This mailbox is ready. Okay. Now we will test sending and receiving. So best way to test send and receive is to send an email to yourself. So we will send an email to yourself and test send receive. In the body we will put test send and receive, and we will do send. And now you see demo user 1 is there. You want to reply, receive test, and you hit next. So the emails are coming in now. Test send receive. So now your Exchange Online license is up and working with a custom domain. If you want to check, um, right click on it and go. This is the simple way to check. From demo user 1, it is going from byqs.com, which is your custom domain. This is a very much requirement in sending the marketing email. So you do not send. Sometimes it is unprofessional to send like gmail.com. Gmail also offers you custom domain to send and receive emails, but I have not tried that. But you can use Microsoft Gmail, whatever it is. So I think this is it on today's video. As promised, this is all about getting the license, setting up a custom domain for sending emails, and you can next video in identity and access management we will set up a custom policy, exclude some accounts from multi-factor authentication, and we will try sending marketing emails from PowerShell using PowerShell or any ERP application which will not require multi-factor authentication. But there are things that you need to consider before doing this, and we will talk about in identity and access management series. You must watch all the videos. I'm creating linked videos. In one video like this video, I cannot create 10 hours video because in technical, if you talk about technical aspect, recording and setting up things, you cannot, I like, you have to do things, you have to research things, and I do not want to go in front of you without doing a proper research. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and that was it for today. Thank you and have a nice day.